now I have lots of questions like, so you've got an Ather 450 with a rally traction control mode. So when are they going to Dakar?
Yeah, I'd love to see. Do you know how many charging points there are on the route?
The team will bring the charging points now.
Genset.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how Charlie and Ewan went from South America upwards and then eventually they were charging it with diesel, right? It was called Long Way Up, I think.
Okay.
They had the Harley Davidson Lightning or whatever it was. And the first episode, we don't want this to become like a litany about charging. And by the second episode, it was all charging. It was like clearly like, it's not ready for electrics to do this yet. Yeah. That's one. Second, Ather has announced in their IPO red herring prospectus that there are two platforms that are coming. One is a motorcycle. One is a platform which will be a lot more flexible than their current 450 and derivative platforms.
1 sec, I want to do that again. Scooter, say bike. Okay.
So a motorcycle and another platform which I think will be a scooter platform. They haven't clarified, but it will be a more flexible platform. So they'll be able to get more form factors and function out of that platform.
Okay.
Is what they've said will happen next.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Weren't they non-bike company at one point? Like they wanted to do only scooters?
So Tarun and Swapnil have both said, the founders, that they have been scooter riders. Like I remember asking Tarun saying why scooters, and he said he's from Ahmedabad, I think, and at home they had 6-7 scooters and they're like 100% scooter family. So they understand scooter natively as a product, which is why they wanted to build the scooter. But I think now this motorcycle thing, between you and me, I think electric motorcycles with the current battery state make no sense.
I agree.
Either the prices will be idiotically high or the ranges will be idiotically low is where we are at. I don't know where Ather will go and place their bike. Right. So can Ather's premium image allow them to sell a 7 lakh rupee bike with 300-400 kilometers of range? Yes, it should. Will those numbers be significant commercially? Not really. Can Ather produce a really premium version of an attractive and appealing version of, let's call it the Torque Kratos, which has some 150 kilometers of range, but the price isn't too high.
I was going to say, they always said that they wanted to be the electric Activa. So
correct.
Can it be the Honda Shine electric?
Exactly. And if you were to do the Honda Shine, whenever we've tested, including the ultraviolet F77, we came to the conclusion that a large part of what is promised as an electric motorcycle today in that sector, it feels like a scooter without storage. And it's not able to get beyond that. So it would be interesting to see how they tackle that challenge. But do current battery states allow a nice motorcycle to exist? Not unless it's super expensive. Right? I mean, think about ultraviolet. I love their motor. I love that battery. I love the powertrain. It's so nice. But when they take that huge battery block and put it in and give you that kind of range, which is so amazing, the chassis is gone. There's no space for a swing arm. The length it needs to be. The seat height has gone up. It's just not in a good place right now. So if I were Ather, then I would have to say, okay, we're going to have to split the battery pack into multiple parts, or have a far more complicated shape for a battery, right? If you look at the Himalayan battery and the Stark electric motorcycles, which is a company they own, those battery packs aren't rectangular blocks anymore.
And you know what? This is a challenge if it's that's underappreciated. We automatically assume that EVs would become much easier to design and work with because like batteries, you can use them and use like in cars, right? We all thought that skateboard platform, it's done. It's done. Yeah, okay, sure it is. But there are compromises everywhere. Like right now, even with the Mahindras, and we'll talk about them, the constant issue is floor height. Right? So it's a packaging issue, and packaging always in bikes where you have far less space, it's always going to eat into some of the considerations that you have.
That is a clip from MotorInc. And what that means is if you'd like to see more of these, you can do two things. One is stay on this channel, subscribe and watch more, or you can come to the main MotorInc channel where you'll find a much longer video that discusses this idea in a lot more detail.